So, folks, there's this guy who's awful, and his name is Bill Maher. He's made a career out of having incorrect political opinions for a long time. And I do mean incorrect political opinions, not politically incorrect opinions, because I don't care about political correctness, but I do care whether or not someone has a correct stance on things like civil rights, you know? And he's just kind of a dick about it. He's just kind of a dick about being a dick. And anyway, he had John Leguizamo on his show. And I like John Leguizamo. You know, we're all fans of Luigi here. And he was the original Luigi. And I thought, you know, it'd be fun to take a look at this. Apparently, this portion of their podcast together has been going a little bit viral. So I thought we'd take a look at it. In this, they're talking about like Donald Trump, right? And I figured we'd get like a little bit of a background here.
Virulent racism.
Oh yeah,
and
because of course Bill Maher can't not talk about how like a month or two ago he went to go have dinner with Donald Trump, and then wrote about how great an experience it was because Donald Trump was so nice behind the scenes.
He marched with the KKK. His father was arrested.
His
for
father
marching.
was definitely a racist,
and his grandfather was a pimp.
Like of the times, like the people are a product of their times.
I just can't. I just, like, right off the bat, right? Like, John Leguizamo's like, yeah, Trump's dad was marching with the KKK. And Bill Maher's response to that is, people are the product of their times. Like, bullshit. People knew the KKK was a pile of garbage at the time. There was an entire Superman radio show about Superman beating up the KKK. Everyone knew the KKK were pieces of shit.
He is a product of his
but some
time.
of us overcome our times.
Yeah, exactly. That is absolutely true.
He hasn't overcome that.
That is true and fair to say. But he's not on the level of racism that
no, that Stephen Miller
say.
is. No, nobody's at the level of Stephen Miller's racism, and who's the architect of all this mass deportation. Grew up here in Santa Monica.
I mean, I disagree with John Leguizamo only slightly insofar as that I think Donald Trump is maybe not quite on the level of active racism that Stephen Miller is on, but I will say that he is at the very least, and I mean very least, totally fine with the level of racism Stephen Miller is at. And I kind of think that, like, if you're okay with the level of racism that, like, a guy who's literally has the same types of racial views as Hitler would have, I think that kind of puts you in the same boat.
With Latinos, and I guess they bullied him, and he's got a chip on his shoulder over that.
But, I mean, part of this is a backlash to how badly Biden handled the immigration situation. It can't just be like come one, come all, which
Dude,
it was.
There's plenty of room here, and we need
room.
There's plenty of room in America. Come on, there's not lack of room in America.
But it's never about room; it's about resources. And
yeah, we have plenty of those too. Like, what do we lack? Genuine question here. Genuine question for the audience. What here in America do we lack for people to build lives? What do we lack? Well, we don't lack space. We don't lack water. We don't lack food. I mean, hell, we're just throwing away millions of gallons of water on like AI data centers for like machines that don't work so good and literally destroy your brain. Like we have the water to throw away on that. We certainly have the water for like more families, you know? We lack empathy and humanity. We lack the money. We don't lack the money. They actively build up our economy. The more immigrants that come in, the better our economy does. A little working government. We do lack a little bit of working government, but like even so, like it's not difficult. We have the room, we have the resources, we have the ability to accept all of these people, to document them, to like give them pathways to citizenship. We have the ability to do that. And like Bill Maher over here is like, well, it's about resources. Which ones? Which ones?
About like having countries have to have a border. It just can't be.
I love that, like, he's like, well, it's about resources, but then he realizes that he can't name resources that America, the richest country to ever exist on the face of the earth, lacks. And so he's then like, well, you have to have a border. It's like, sure, a nation state needs a border, but like, you can just document the people who are here and make it easier to come here and easier to get documentation once you're here. That doesn't need to be like policed by an authoritarian Gestapo-like agency. You don't need that, actually.
I mean, they've done surveys, and something like 200 million people around the world, when asked, would you come to America if you could? Yes, I would. Why wouldn't they? Lots of countries.
Yeah, that's great. 200 million people want to come here? Awesome. That's 200 million people, like, bettering our communities. 200 million people, like, creating great food, bringing their culture to share and mix with other people here. Like, that is the very thing that has made America great in any kind of sense of that word. Like, the thing that makes America great is the limitless possibility of so many different kinds of people coming together and figuring out how to live with each other, and figuring out how not just to live with each other, but how to like thrive and build something better than what came before. That's a strength. And Bill Maher thinks that's a weakness. It's crazy to me.
Excuse me, are shitholes,
right?
And they would love to be here. You can't.
I mean,
just
I'm not right. No, right. The places aren't shitholes, but
well, they are. I mean, that's why they want to come.
And it's usually because of America. What America's done, especially in Latin America, has beat up every democracy that was burgeoning in Latin America. They destroyed it to keep their oil or their resources or bauxite or.
Hell yeah, go off, King. John Leguizamo, I'm begging you, bring up the origin of banana republics. Bring it up. I'm begging you.
Bananas.
Like, if you don't really have right.
I didn't pre-watch, but he fucking did it. Nailed it.
It's like, as far as like women's rights in most majority Muslim countries, women just don't have close to the rights we have here. If you
So we should let them come here, right? I did not pre-watch this. You take that back. You take that back. I got really excited because I didn't pre-watch. But like, okay, so Bill Maher's like, okay, well, we need the resources, but then he realizes that's a stupid point. So he backtracks on that and is like, well, we need to enforce our borders because so many people want to come here. And he's like, and they want to come here from shithole countries. And John Leguizamo like points out American imperialism made a lot of these places materially worse for the people who live there. And he's like, well, yeah, but in the Middle East, women have less rights. And it's like, well, then aren't you making the argument to allow them to come here? Does that not just say we should let people come here and live better lives with freedom and more civil rights and liberties? That seems like you're making the argument to bring them here, which I agree with. People should be able to come here if they want to.
You can dress the way you want. If you are in a country.
Also, Bill, it wasn't until like 60 years ago that like people could begin to dress the way they wanted in America. And like, I don't know, some cities and some states still have laws on the books just like telling police to arrest people for wearing the wrong kind of clothes.
There's just extreme poverty, which a lot of countries have. Or if there's like the kind of corruption and
yeah, so they should be able to come here. What, like, there should be no problem here with people coming. I'm a pro coming individual.
You have corruption here, of course, but on a level.
Well, we have extra new corruption with the meme coin.
But it is on a level in some countries that's way, way more.
Well, we're catching up. We're catching up.
We're catching up, but we still.
No, it's still.
But there's a reason why people want to come here, because it's still better.
But I got to tell you, I mean,
if you live in a country where you can take.
I love that Bill Maher's argument is essentially that, yeah, America's really good, and you know, it's getting worse, but it's still pretty good. Then let more people come here. Like,
like a chicken on a bus. That was always my standard. Okay, I think I have the right to
I
call
love
that a
chickens on a
shithole
bus.
country. And I see why you want to come here. It's not your fault you live in a shithole. It doesn't mean you're a shithole person.
But
you had the misfortune of being born there, and I get it why you would want to move here.
Right, but the thing is that the immigrants that are coming here are building the country. They're the essential workers.
They are.
They're the first
Yes.
responders. They're doing all your construction, painting, plumbing,
Yes.
raising all your food, cooking all your food, serving all your food,
Get his
Kids,
ass.
taking care of your kids.
taking care of your kids. We do all the work that nobody wants to do and keeps the country going. I mean, immigrants are the life source of this country.
Yes, they are. Absolutely. Because
Bill Maher is such a fucking spineless hack. He's such a spineless, principleless ghoul. Where he spends like 5 minutes talking about how these people are net negatives, you know, they're taking resources away from America, they're coming from shithole countries to take our resources that we have limited amounts of, in his view. And you know, they come from all these corrupt countries with no rights. And then John Leguizamo's like, you know, those immigrants that are coming here, though, they're doing all of the shit you don't want to do. They are the lifeblood of the country. And he's like, and even Bill Maher's like, well, yeah. And one would imagine you would want more lifeblood of the country in the country. You know, one would imagine that draining the country's lifeblood, if we're going to continue with this analogy, would in fact be bad and kill the country.
again, we're both products of them.
Yes, yes, we are both.
We need, but what most
Do it, Cliff.
Americans, I think sensible, middle of the road people would say is, yes, of course, we are an immigrant welcoming country, but there has to be some order to it. It just can't be.
Yeah, so the argument here is just hire more bureaucrats. Hire more like officials that are paid to document these people, not, oh, they can't come in. It's just document them then. Like, why adopt the virulently racist positions of Stephen Miller to do this when you can just be like, yeah, okay, so we'll hire like, I don't know, 1,000 more people to process, you know, document claims. We'll tweak our, you know, declaration policies to make it easier for people to do that. We'll give you a pathway to citizenship. We'll hire like 5,000 new bureaucrats to like process your claims and like streamline the process. It does not have to be the painful process that it currently is. You know, language in the budget that was passed include provisions to make it like even more expensive to try and come here to America, something to the order of like $5,000 to like come in the right way.
Come one, come all. No, you know, I mean, there was like video people would see of people, just the border guards just looking as people are just like giant trains of people. And, you know, that's why. And then where do they go?
Where do they go? I don't know. They go and they find housing somewhere. They go live with relatives. You know, they bunk up with each other, and then they find jobs in local communities. They go to where the work is needed and like build houses and like cook food and do the labor. Bill, do you think they're doing the labor for free? No. They're doing the labor and then they're getting paid, and then that money circulates in the local economy. God damn it. This guy is so full of shit.
Went to cities on the borders who then were like, you know what? If you people in New York think that it's such a great idea to let anybody in, we're going to bust them to you. And then what did the people in New York say? I mean, even
I love that Bill was like, oh, and then you can see from this you can see from this example of governors deliberately busing people to places that have no infrastructure to support people that this is bad. Except there are some critical differences here. Number one, places that exist on the border are aware of the phenomenon of people coming into their communities, so they have cheap, affordable housing for those people to stay at. They build up the capacity to house those people because they benefit from the labor those people provide. When you then take those people and you send them to a place that hasn't had the time to build up that capacity, that makes it difficult. But if those places know that they need to build up that capacity, they will. It's not as thought-provoking as conservatives like Bill Maher like to make it appear.
The governor of New York was like, we can't take all these people. Mayor Adams was like, and he's right. It's like, these people live here, and now this is their burden to this degree. But I mean, those people,
I agree.
Those cities on the border called the bluff.
Like, again, Bill Maher's argument is just, and you can't deal with that. There's just no way. Yeah, we could put human beings on the fucking moon, but we can't figure out how to house a couple thousand more people. Are you fucking kidding me? Here, just out of curiosity. Let's just take a look here. Yeah, here we go. Just an interesting little fact for you from this is a report from last year. Tens of thousands of rent-stabilized apartments remain off the market during record housing shortage. Landlords kept an estimated 26,000 regulated units offline last year, rekindling a debate about the role of New York's strict rent laws. Basically, instead of renting out units that are rent stabilized, landlords just said, we're going to keep them empty. If we're talking about like, oh man, the capacity to house these people is just impossible. There's literally almost 30,000 units just sitting there, not being used because landlords have a stick up their ass. And that's just like the landlords of rent stabilized apartments, but there are more empty apartments in New York City that are not rent stabilized. There are so many other ways to like accommodate this. So I don't know. Again, throwing your hands up in the air like Bill Maher and pretending like, oh, there's no possible way to deal with this problem when there are absolutely tons of ways to deal with this problem is ridiculous to me.
Of the sanctuary city. It's very easy to sit there from far away and go, we're a sanctuary city. Okay, well, here's all the people sanctuary, and then they didn't like it.
Let's fix the immigration problem.
That's the kind of hypocrisy.
Also, the idea that New York City didn't have undocumented immigrants before a massive influx from red states that were deliberately timed and intended as a political stunt. To pretend that like undocumented immigrants just aren't in New York City, a city that is historically where a lot of immigrants go. Like, come on, man. That's stupid even for Bill Maher.
Let's fix the legal immigration because it's a broken system.
Right.
That people who've been here for 30 years can't be naturalized. That's insane. Who've been working here and giving their lives. And just fix the legal immigration. Stop creating these quotas and this blockage.
He did finally have to go back on that and say, the people who work
farms
because like who does he think cleans the rooms in his hotel?
Right.
Who do you think does, Bill? Because you seem to think that like it's impossible for these people to live and work here, but then you simultaneously believe that they're vital. They can't be both, man. It can't be both. You got to pick one. You got to pick a lane.
Exactly.
Who do you think mows the lawn
in all his
at your golf club around your first wife's grave?
Your golf balls for you.
So he has a way of like always going too far and just doing
and then tacoing. Yes. He just tacos.
Tacoing. Everything is Latin.
I forgot the whole words Latino.
Coming from taco. That's right.
Come on.
Well, the Iranians found out it's not always taco.
Oh my God,
they found out it was not always tacoing.
Yeah. That's
See, it's kind of good to have that reputation of like, oh, he never follows through. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just like
boom, it comes out of nowhere.
$30,000 bomb up your ass.
I'm sorry, I just noticed that Bill Maher has a poster for Chick Camp. What the fuck is that? Man, when you Google it, it doesn't even come up. I genuinely have no idea what this movie is. There's nothing about it online. What is this? Is it his first movie? No. I mean, as far as I know, Bill Maher, Sean Young. The movie that comes up is the movie that I can find on IMDb, this is the one movie that comes up, and it's titled Cannibal Women in the Avocado Jungle of Death. And I don't think that's correct. So, all right. Oh, it got renamed Girl Camp? Why does the poster say Chick Camp? Okay, well, when I Google Girl Camp movie, the number one result is Girl Camp 2004 Lesbian Flesh Pots. And I don't think that's what that is. So I think that might not be it. It's an Alan Smithy production. Imagine having a movie poster for a movie that bad on your podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then
like
boom, it comes out of nowhere. Sucker punches you.
$30,000 bomb up your ass.
It's so crazy.
So, well.
Well, here we are.
So what are you doing out here? Are we
hustling? Selling.
What do you?
I'm hawking wares.
Like for what?
Smoke.
That's your series.
Yeah.
Apple.
True.
All right. Yeah. John Leguizamo has a new series out on Apple TV. Apparently, it's pretty good. Anyway, Bill Maher continues to be a dumbass. So that says a lot. It says nothing about my search history. But also, it wouldn't be inaccurate to say that's my search history. Let's see here. Are we sure this is the right one? I mean, okay, you're sending me the plot to something called Girl Camp, but it does not look like it's a professional production. Here's the summary from Chubby Camp Productions. Financially struggling Girl Camp is bought by Yamamoto Enterprises. Forced to turn a profit, Heidi, Joe, and Betsy create weekly theme camps to run simultaneously with the standard summer camps. Despite the duo's best intentions to save their beloved home, the result is often ruins, charred ruins. And no, there are no actors or anything associated with that on IMDb. Okay. I don't know how to close this segment out, so I'm just going to say it's done. It is finished.
Riverboat Jack is coming to town. All the viewers gather round. Twitch and YouTube and swishy streams. All that content is bursting the seams. Politics, Bane, and plenty more. Your sense of fashion you'll adore. So grab your stuff